Hi guys, welcome back to the Sitting Down with the Sisters podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Ayo.
I'm Temi.
And I'm Ashley.
And we're live from Soapbox Studios, as you already know.
Period.
Every single time.
You know what it is.
We don't even need to say anything. You already know. Just go and follow him.
Soapbox.
He's got his own podcast now, actually. It's called Inside the Box.
Yep. It's
So
on Spotify too.
go and listen.
Oh, he's copying us.
now.
That's so cute.
Wow. Anyways.
I'm joking.
Oh wait, hold on. PSA. Thank you to those. Why
Why
are
do
you
I
coughing and
always-
puffing?
Why
I'm
do I
just
always laugh
listening.
when she does this, because what she's saying makes a lot of sense.
It
So
does.
Let's
Okay,
I don't know
just-
why you guys
I'll
like
just
our
go
shuffle.
on.
give her
just
a
go on.
platform.
Thank
Seek
you.
baby.
PSA. Thank you so much to everyone that is supporting us. Of course, those who supported us from the very, very beginning. What's so crazy is me and Ayo were watching our old episodes from the very, very beginning, and it's so mad how we started in my bedroom and then now we're in
Yes.
a whole
It's true.
studio.
Oh my days.
It's
And
crazy.
some people didn't want to support us because we wasn't in a studio, we wasn't a proper podcast. But look now,
You know what? We've always been a proper podcast.
Yeah,
But,
man.
You know.
facts. So yeah, God
You
bless
know
you
the vibes,
guys.
you know the cruise, man.
Yeah,
Period.
thank you. Honestly, and to all the people who listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the podcast platforms, we really appreciate you. Our numbers on there have been doing phenomenal, and we really appreciate
We
you.
do.
If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please review the podcast because it puts us up in the charts, the podcast charts. But yeah, today, guys, it's kind of a solemn mood, as you can tell already.
Yeah.
We're tired, one. But two, we want to talk about the way social media and people on social media react to celebrity deaths. And this episode specifically is in the honor and in the memory of Chadwick Boseman, because as a collective, we always we all supported him. If I speak for myself, I was a major fan. I'm not a fangirl when it comes to celebrities, but
Yeah,
with
you know.
Chadwick, it was a different type of, as soon as I saw Black Panther, I was that's my guy. And from there, it's I've always loved him. And when I heard about his passing, if you don't know, he passed last week.
No, was
Saturday.
it?
Monday.
No, it was Saturday.
It was on Saturday. Early hours of Saturday.
Early hours of Saturday.
They announced it, yeah.
He passed at 43 years old from colon cancer, and his family were the people who got to tell the world, which I think was the most noble way to do it, because we're going to discuss how other ways, and even just seeing how much love he's gotten has made me so happy, because he deserves every single bit of it. And he definitely was a legend for being diagnosed 4 years ago and still pumping out 10 movies.
And
it was nothing.
Yeah, he had the most, his announcement on Twitter had the most likes.
On Twitter,
ever.
yeah.
And I
In
thought
Twitter
that,
history.
that was wow.
Crazy. Yeah.
I'm not surprised though. I'm really
Yeah.
not.
But yeah.
But obviously, starting off with the way social media. Oh, can you?
Okay.
Oh, starting off with the way these announcements are usually made. Like I said previously, it was
I know what it's feeling like it's fading.
Is it me?
You know, you have to face this. Just bring it closer. You're good.
Is this okay?
Okay,
cool. So you know how social media would usually announce the death of celebrities. It wouldn't. Not to say it wouldn't usually come for the families. It would, but platforms like TMZ, the Shade Room. This is why a lot of people find them toxic, because they just decide, they take it upon themselves to make these announcements first, which can be quite disrespectful.
Very
don't
disrespectful.
You think?
When you think, sorry, go on.
No, that was it. Really, it's just really disrespectful.
When you think about it, it's actually not normal, because think of it like the everyday person. Imagine if you found out your loved one passed away, you see it on socials
before.
That's what happened with Pop Smoke.
Really,
Yeah.
that's also what happened with Kobe
Bryant.
innit?
Unfortunately, his family, his wife, his children saw it through TMZ.
Can you imagine?
I
Imagine.
understand they've got a job to do, but this is humanity. Put your job aside for a second and just, can you imagine if that was your family member you found out through social media? That is just sad. And
there's a lack of empathy and consideration.
Because for me, why would you want to be the first person to report that type of news? I don't understand why you'd want the lowdown, or what's that word? You don't want the first looks into someone's death. I think that's a bit weird.
Okay, this sounds so weird. I understand. The reason why is because they're tabloids, they're paparazzi. That's their job, to bring up breaking news.
Yeah.
You know,
And to be the first ones
be
to
the
do
first
it.
ones to do it. Literally, no one else knew about Kobe's death. but TMZ, so they've seen it as an opportunity to grab onto it.
That's why I think it's a bit toxic.
Death,
yeah, exactly. It's weird. Like, why do you want?
It's not as if he signed a new contract, or it's not as if it's like great news to share. So especially when the family aren't aware of it. Maybe if they did want to talk about it after the family have found that fair,
that's different.
Family first, let them be the one to say,
because it almost feels like you're doing it for the numbers, because obviously if you do it first, you're going to get the most traffic. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody's going to hear it from you first. So for me, if that's your reasoning behind breaking it first, I think it's a bit weird.
But that is why they do it. Because exactly. What other reason is there? Like, think about it from their perspective. If they're the first people to break the news, it's kind of like, oh yes, it's us. Everyone's, like you said, everyone's going to go onto their website, onto their social media page, so that they can find out more, etc., etc.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like just for viewers, traffic, all of that.
It's weird.
It's sad.
And this sort of reminds me of the passing of Nicole Thea. Obviously, somehow, obviously, even though the family did confirm the news, there were rumors already out there saying
the day
that
before
she
they got to
passed.
confirm
And
it.
I remember seeing it on my Twitter, and someone had said something about her passing, and I had to ignore it because I went on her page and there was nothing there, so I just had to ignore it. And that can be so traumatizing. Imagine being like her cousin, or imagine being a family member, and you've gone on your social media just casually. No one's called you about anything.
You haven't been notified
and you're
yet.
just seeing rumors. Like, that can really hurt. Like, it can do a lot to you. Do you know what I mean? Even though I'm not entirely sure how the news came out, but it was an accident or something like that. But then when it was confirmed, it was like, okay, now the Shade Borough can carry it, the Shade Room and all these. That's what I think should really happen. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be the other way around at all.
I don't think death and the passing of a person should be a hot topic
at all.
I feel like it's become a hot topic now, in our generation.
Especially when it's a young person as well. Like, obviously, passing of anyone is never a good thing. But when it's like an older person and they've lived a good life and they died of natural causes like old age,
it's different.
The family should still be different. The people, but obviously they see it that in African culture and Nigerian culture, that's seen more of a celebration. Do you know what I mean? But if it's like a young person, it's just really sad because their life has been cut short. So just linking it on to something else we wanted to discuss more, how people react to death. So I remember when Kobe passed, like, there was a lady that was in January, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the beginning of this year. I remember exactly where I was. I remember when, like, a story came out about his past and they were trying to, like, talk about how he's been with women. I don't know if you guys remember that. And somebody got slammed for it. So, like, I was just gonna ask, would you guys?
It was basically,
there was an interview.
So obviously Kobe Bryant has had allegations in the past in regards to rape. And Leslie, I can't remember her name. She's a woman basketball player. She was doing an interview with Gayle King. That's it. And Gayle decided to ask her what she thinks about Kobe's, you know, how it's been brought up, like his allegations with rape. My opinion, I think that was extremely tasteless. I remember Gayle King got so much backlash, and rightfully so. I was here for it. I'm sorry to say, not sorry, because it's like, when he was alive, you didn't ask him those questions. You didn't book an interview with him. You didn't ask him any of those things. But now that he's dead, you've now taken it upon yourself to ask one of his closest friends at that to ask him about that. When they're mourning. The way she responded, props to her, because she just said she doesn't want to feed any energy into that. She knows Kobe, she knows all of that is a lie, and she doesn't want to focus on that. She wants to focus on protecting his legacy. Because
why does she need to have to say that?
When it comes to stuff like that, like, I know it's a touchy one, because obviously there's people, because the thing about with Kobe, which was sad, the allegations were never confirmed. He was never, like, prosecuted for them, so we don't know. Like, I'm guessing from what Ashley said though that it wasn't true or something like that. So then why is it when they're dead that's the time you want to now? Why is it as soon as someone has passed that's the kind of thing you want to talk about? That's the bit that was weird to me, because I was just like, in their death, in their legacy, that's what you want to taint it kind of with.
She didn't think about his wife, the fact that his wife is not only grieving the loss of her husband but the loss of her daughter. And that's what, like, I feel like that interview could have been like one of the best interviews of her career. Like, she really could have used that interview to just highlight Kobe's legacy, his career, everything about him. But instead,
she let the devil use her.
Yes, correct.
Right. Yes. And in the same breath, obviously, that's happened with Michael Jackson as well.
Oh my gosh, guys! Do you still remember where you were when you heard the news about Michael?
Yeah,
I will never forget.
Ashley is a Michael Jackson stan.
Anyone that knows me, I'll never forget. I was in year 7, and in the morning, my mum told me when I woke up.
Guys?
I think it's been 10 years,
and
it's been more than 10 now.
It was in 2009. It was like year 8,
and I'll never forget. One of his nephews. He said that's how he found out that his uncle passed through social media. What? And it's like, it's not normal. Like, I don't get why we're normalizing this, that the family should find out through social media.
Wait, hold on. Are we saying Michael Jackson's family did not know prior?
No, some of his family did. But other family members, like, they didn't have... Think about it, like, when you're grieving, the first thing at the top of it isn't always to notify everybody,
of course,
you know?
Of course, yeah.
So it's like, and especially some family members, distant family members as well as close ones, they had to find out because they're all over. Like, they're not all in one place. So it's like, imagine one person was in one city, another in another city. The time zones are different, so some people might have been sleeping, and then you go on social media and you see that.
But to point out something with Michael Jackson's death, the reason why I think it's slightly different is because social media wasn't as active as it is now.
True, exactly.
Back then, all Twitter, even though it did exist, but a lot of people weren't on it as much as we are now. It
wasn't as prominent.
That's basically our newspaper now. I remember back then when Michael Jackson died, I found out on Sky News. My dad was actually watching the news, and it came up literally on Sky News. That's how I found out. And the reason why, in terms of like the whole family member finding out first, the reason why I think it's also slightly different is because, like you said, maybe like extended families like uncles and aunties all over the world, but they are bound to find out. Do you know what I mean? Like extended families will find out, like probably will find out on the news. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I more brought up Michael Jackson though because I was talking about, you know how we spoke about the allegations with Kobe. I was gonna say like people's legacy. So you know, with Michael Jackson, it's been years after his death. Then they wanted to do a documentary on the what was the allegations with Michael Jackson, that he pedophilia, with a lot of different stuff. And I feel like in the same breath I kind of have the same opinion about with Kobe. I just think it's a bit weird to do it when they're dead because they can't defend themselves. This is not to silence victims though, because I never ever want to come across like that, because genuinely if the allegations and everything are true, then I genuinely am sorry for those people, and I really do hope they find peace and everything. But I do think there's a way to handle it. I think the way it was done with Michael Jackson was, I think it was last year or early this year, I can't remember, but there was going to be a documentary. These people had an interview with Oprah, all of that.
Oh, Oprah, man.
So now it was just like, it was just weird. And I was just like, I don't know. What do you guys think about protecting people's legacy? Like, how do you feel it should be done?
I think it's a very tricky one, especially when it comes to like allegations as such. If the thing is, the reason why I say it's tricky is because if it's not confirmed,
then what do we do?
Then you don't know if it's true or not, so you don't really know how to honor the person's death. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, let's talk about if it was true. If these allegations were true about Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant, let's say they were, then the truth will come out. Dead or alive, it's gonna come out, and the way your legacy, the person's legacy, will be honored. Honestly.
Like it is what it is.
Like they've done something. They're dead.
It's like if R. Kelly was to die tomorrow.
No one's really. I'm not celebrating, or sorry, I'm not sad. I'm gonna be very honest with you.
What I was gonna say is that it's not.
No, but honestly, it's not affecting my life.
I know what you mean.
I don't know him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And his allegations have been proven.
Exactly. So his would be more like.
It'll be more.
His one is in the.
I would see it and scroll past. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
So then, on the topic of, it's funny you said that, you know, you wouldn't be sad like if he was to pass. What do you think of this whole? I've seen a tweet, and when Chadwick Boseman passed away, someone actually tweeted, I'm paraphrasing, they said, oh, I don't understand how people can be so upset about the death of someone that you don't know. Like, instead of, you should pour all that energy into someone you do know when they pass. What do you think of like that, people who have that stance that you shouldn't cry when celebrities you do not know pass away?
I honestly feel
I'm gonna get angry.
I honestly feel like people say these things just to sound mature and just to sound so like so different on social media, just to get the retweets or anything like that, because at the end of the day, that's a human being that has passed away. Cool, you might not. I get it to an extent because you don't know them personally. They never paid your bills. You've never met them in person more time. But at the end of the day, they've made an impact
on your life
in the world that has affected you in a positive way.
Exactly.
Mate, even
once that person's passed away, something's missing now. It's not there anymore. Whatever they brought might still be there, but they're gone now. They're not going to be able to produce more of what you like.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't it affect you?
I just think people have started seeing people as icons and objects. They don't see people as human beings anymore, because when it was on Sunday when I had my breakdown with Chadwick, and I was crying, like, and I didn't think I would cry, because this is the thing, what I said at the beginning of the podcast, when it comes to celebrities, like, I'm not the person that's going to be all like, oh my God.
You're not attaching yourself.
Like, I don't attach myself to these people because they're like me. They're human beings, innit? They're normal people. Yeah. But when someone has like an effect, like they leave an imprint on your life. Like, I was confiding in Temi, and I was just telling her the reason it hits me the most is because I saw him as a human being.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
he is a human
also
being.
When a person dies of cancer, it makes you even realize how much more of a human being that they are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when you're telling people, why are you crying over people, you don't know why people are crying.
And one thing as well, people cry for different reasons.
Yeah.
That reason I said was one reason. Another thing as well, like the cause of death could
trigger
resonate for so many people.
You know, like people's parents, people die from cancer all the time. So imagine hearing an actor that you really looked up to has died from the same thing. It hits.
Exactly.
It's an emotional
I don't get
thing.
what you don't understand when
it just shows you have a lack of empathy in your heart, or sympathy or something.
Do you think that makes you emotionally mature, that you're not crying?
It sounds like you're cold still.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going for.
Like, no one's forcing you to cry.
Do you know what I mean?
So
I just think it was for the retweets, and hope they got their retweets and they're having a best
I hope
day.
so too.
I
because
agree.
another reason why I even cried, I can't lie, is because this is another thing I wanted us to talk about. When Chadwick died, was the time that people wanted to come and bring up pictures of him close to the end of his life that the paparazzi took and shared them on Twitter, and that's what really hurt my heart, because I was like, do you know what, this man, he went through all of this, and then this is how you guys want to see, like, this is what you want to do.
And they know why they used those pictures. Like, I'll never forget when I saw that I'll never forget when I saw that particular video when he was promoting something, and when it looked like he had lost a lot of weight. When it first,
I remember this was like 4 or 5 months ago, right?
Yeah. And obviously when I saw it, I just thought, oh, maybe, it's for
a
movie.
That's what I
he's
thought.
losing weight. Scroll past it. But for some people, there's something wrong here. That you're now taking that video, and I'm not even going to repeat the names that people were calling him.
I remember some of those names.
So much so that he had to turn off his comments and remove that post.
No.
And do you know what's so funny? Someone even, there was a girl who actually tweeted, oh, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. That's why you have to be kind. You don't know what people are going through.
But prior to that, they found
her tweet saying how they called him a
Crack
particular...
Panther.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, they called him that. Yeah.
That's just out of order.
What's going on?
And for me, it's just like, you don't have home training. Because for me, it's like the tweet I saw, it wasn't even those pictures, because I remember those pictures and that video. The pictures I saw was like him going into hospital. There was one of him on a wheelchair, then there was one of him like holding a stick to walk. Why is this the time you want to put? Why are you showing that pictures now? Like, why is it? I don't understand.
Ever showing those pictures?
And why did paparazzi feel like it was okay to take pictures of him in that state?
Especially
that's the bit that made me sad the most.
Especially because we all knew what he wanted. It wasn't that he made sure
nobody knew he was sick.
So now he's gone. Do you not think it's okay to
just be putting that on the internet? His wife is there mourning, and she'll come on social media, and that's what she's gonna see.
Like, why couldn't you honor and respect the fact that before he passed away, like you guys said, he didn't want to share that because he didn't want to be seen. Like, he didn't want sympathy. He didn't want to be seen in that light. He wants to be remembered for all the work that he's done. But now that he's passed, that's what you're choosing
to show.
And that's what genuinely that's what made me cry as well, because it was like his family and his close friends are mourning.
Social media is not a real place.
Death, I understand death is inevitable. Like, I know one day we're going to lose our loved ones, etc. And it's like,
if Jesus doesn't come back first.
Yeah. And it's like, how you'd want people to respect your mourning.
Think about it.
Yeah, think about others and respect their mourning also. And it's like another thing also is one thing that made me so angry is this pressure that the people that know the celebrity, like for example the people that knew Chadwick Boseman, for them to come out and say something on social media.
Yeah,
I'm tired. I'm really tired.
Okay, funny you should say that, right? So Nipsey Hussle passed away last year. Nipsey died in March. I don't know why Nipsey's death affected me as much as it did. I really don't know why his death affected me as much as it did. I think it was the fact that even though most celebrity deaths, if you really look at it, most of them were very unnecessary, but this one was just so unnecessary. Like,
especially when you know the backstory. It just
didn't make sense.
No sense.
Like, it was
just unfair.
It just wasn't. Everything, the way it all happened, the way it played out, just was like, whoa, you know. So cool. He passed away, and it was all over social media. And funnily enough, obviously, not to compare deaths or anything, I didn't really see anything negative about Nipsey like that. In terms of like, he just had sort of like a memorable, like it was just like a legend sort of thing. Like, he's done this,
he was about his
that,
community,
you know. Well. So that aside, another thing as well was I remember when he passed away, everyone was waiting for Lauren London to speak. His wife, Lauren London.
Girlfriend?
Wife?
They
were married.
Lauren London and Nipsey's house.
Were they not?
No, they didn't get married.
That's what I said. Wait, no, they were married.
They weren't.
They didn't get married. No, they actually didn't get
married.
They
were married.
No, and it doesn't matter anyway.
I mean,
he
called her
his wife, but they weren't married
legally got married.
Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
So everyone was waiting for her to say something. And another thing as well, this is to do with how people don't respect people's privacy. There was a video circulating of when Lauren came to the hospital.
Yeah, when she ran into the hospital and she's crying. And
she's screaming. It was all over the internet. It was ridiculous.
Someone filmed her.
I think the Shade Room posted it.
No, they didn't post it.
Did they not?
They didn't post it, surprisingly. But the fact that someone even
how
thinks
did,
that
how
they
did we
can
even get to
record
see it?
I remember it was posted on Twitter, and then from there, you know, when you put something on social media, that's it. It's there forever.
Everyone
so someone else took it.
And that's not cool. No one needs to see that. Absolutely,
that's
no one
crazy.
Needs to see that. It was just really sad.
And on that topic, though, with
space.
Chadwick, like, it's like everybody's waiting for all the Black Panther people to come and speak out, and it's like, if you think about, mate, I watched like basically every single interview from that film when it came out, and the bond them lot made when they made that movie. So recently, Michael B. Jordan came out. He didn't come out straight away, and he doesn't need to, because you need to realize when real people know real people, and that real person has now gone. Do you think it's their first instinct to pick up their phone and tweet about them?
Boy,
like, he literally just posted yesterday.
Literally, and you could, for me, it's like, if you lot are robots, then, because I don't, it's like people are thinking everybody's a robot like them. No. When people are affected by people's death, it can take them however. Them posting it on social media isn't the validation of whether they cared or not. Like, I think we need to get that out of our head. How is that your validation?
They don't need to say anything at all. They don't even need to comment on it if they don't want to.
They don't need to talk about it at all.
Carry on with their life if they choose to.
And there's this idea that, if they don't post and they didn't love them, they don't care, they're not grieving properly, all of this.
Literally,
what's going on?
It's weird.
And it's, I think it comes down to entitlement.
100%.
Like, you feel like, okay, they have to.
I need to see what they have to say.
I need to see what's going on in their mind.
Who are you?
No, you need Jesus. You
Period.
need him.
That's correct.
Such entitlement.
You need him.
What do you guys think about how everybody's using Chadwick's death to also say stuff like, live every day like it's your last. Be nice. You don't know what people are going through.
I don't like that. Be nice, because when Thingy passed away, the TV presenter
Caroline
Flack.
Well, we're not saying be nice.
Be nice, and it's not as if everyone has been nice since then.
They don't listen. It's 1 minute and then you carry on.
Why does it take someone's death, for you to say be nice?
I find it very weird. I find it weird that people use trauma porn. Like, it's a form of trauma porn. It's like, when something traumatic happens, it's like, let's all do this weird come together, but tomorrow
someone will be getting.
Did you not even see with the stuff with LeBron about his hairline?
Oh yeah.
Was it even 24 hours, maybe even 48 hours, that now you're dragging him because his hairline's going?
One thing about Twitter, one thing about Instagram, they're gonna drag somebody.
You lot don't take your own advice.
Even after the whole be nice, in fact, give them 2 minutes, someone else would be getting dragged. They don't, and it's usually, I always find it's like the same accounts as well.
And just don't use my Chadwick's death to perpetuate your narrative. Don't use it.
Do you know what? I get the sentiment behind it, because there were some tweets that I saw that just said, you know what, like, give your everything. Like,
that's Chadwick, different.
I get it. I get that.
That's different.
Absolutely. But some of you're actually chatting rubbish.
Yeah, you're chatting waff because you don't listen.
That's the word.
You
your
don't
heart is
do
black,
it,
and therefore the words that you're speaking is also
black. Correct, because
everything is just
the
black.
ones that actually talking about that were good. Is that, of course, like, Chadwick did not allow his cancer to stop him from excelling. In fact, the films he chose in the last 4 years of his life were films that he knew would leave an impact on his generation.
So and
that's inspirational. Of course we should be, but we shouldn't use it as this whole that people are just weird, using the weirdest things to just to be saying whatever and just spewing rubbish on the internet. Like, control yourself, okay? Thank you.
It's so ironic that it's usually the same ones that say be nice. Like,
that tomorrow you're laughing at someone.
Actual nice people don't need to say be nice.
Oh, we weren't being horrible before, so we know to be nice.
They're actually walking in kindness and in love
every day.
It's flowing from their heart, because their heart
comes
is not
naturally.
A lot of you,
they don't have to be reminded to be nice.
It should be there. If it's not there, there's something that needs to change. Thank you.
An intervention from Jesus himself, of course.
But yeah,
R.I.P. to everyone.
R.I.P. to everyone who's lost their lives. Not only celebrities, everybody.
This 2020, yeah. R.I.P. to everyone that's lost their lives.
That's sorry.
I know what you're gonna say.
Before we round up, I need to speak about that because I find it interesting. Somebody tweeted something, kid. I was like, why do we keep saying this 2020? This 2020.
I keep saying this.
Yeah, no. The reason they said it is because basically they're saying it's not the year. It's capitalism, or it's racism, or it's blah. So essentially, they were like, don't blame it on the year. Blame it on what it actually is. If that, do you get what I mean?
So why didn't it happen last year?
Great question.
I don't know. I got their point though. I get what they're just saying. Don't make it sound so oblivious. Like, like essentially, the reasons a lot of stuff are happening this year is for like there's
build up
behind it, or there's things perpetuating it. So it's like, oh, if it's capitalism, if it's racism, if it's whatever. But I get what you're saying. The whole year's been a mess, isn't it?
It's just to me. I get what they're saying, but to me, it's just the way it's all happened,
like a domino,
January till now.
It's weird.
This is not even finished, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what's scary about it.
I'm not scared.
Yeah,
it's
like
weird.
You know how some people are saying like 2020 is finished. I really believe that words have power, and whilst I wouldn't say 2020 is finished, 2020 I'm tired
too. Yeah,
you have me here by my neck.
But then we also need to remember so many good things have also happened this year, and I think sometimes we don't think about that part.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, good things have happened this year, but sorry, I don't want to be negative Nancy, but good things happen every year.
Temi,
I can't do. This year's been so
this year's been mad, but
guys, should we start a list? Well, how did it start? Kobe died, his daughter died.
No,
there was gonna be a World War III.
No.
Then the pandemic came.
Oh my god.
Then
Corona.
Black Lives Matter came. And then what happened next?
Tragedies all over the
Pop
world.
Smoke died. And then the pandemic again. Like
I want to focus on the positive, okay?
There has been great things, but then okay.
Yeah. So to round up, we just wanted to, talk about this, and we wanted to say that obviously death is a very sensitive topic. So whenever you're addressing it on social media, please maybe pray before you do so.
Can I say something? Just honestly, you don't have to address it.
That too. That too.
That's a good point.
If you don't have anything nice to say,
or if you feel like, I might need to think twice. I don't know. Just leave.
Keep it closed.
Because
it's better to just keep quiet.
You're not the newspaper.
The silence is better.
We don't need to look at you to know what's going on. Like your presence will not be missed.
Right.
And lastly, just about Chadwick again, the impact he had on the black community will never be forgotten. The legacy that he left,
phenomenal.
Mate, I remember when Black Panther came out and everybody went out to watch it, and it was like the highlight of every black person's life. Like, it was beautiful. And mate, guys, if you want to take something away from what he's done, take away unity, take away that hope that he gave us with everything.
Literally, like just his dedication,
everything.
That was enough for me because I can't believe, like, he was so selfless. He wasn't feeling sorry for himself. He went out there and he did 6 amazing movies in the space of everything that was going on with him. Nobody found out. And you know what? Shout out to all his people that he told. They were real ones.
And they
never leaked. leak once because we had no idea. So he handled himself. He carried himself with such
like a hero,
like a king, a real superhero.
I can't honestly,
and it's just a reminder to have courage to do what you really love
and chase your dreams, man. Do what you got to do because life is so short.
I love everyone around you.
I'm telling you.
So that's it for this week, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Honestly,
we love you. Like the video if you're on YouTube, comment, leave a review if you're listening, subscribe and God bless you and goodbye.
ADE. Bye.
That was good, guys.